Solo, a Star Wars story, is probably one of the most divisive movies that's come out in the Star Wars franchise since really the Phantom Menace, or even when Force Awakens dropped. It seems this one's really kind of ruffling a lot of feathers, so I had to go check it out. I went in with very little expectations. The trailers really didn't sell me on it too much. For some reason, it just felt like it didn't feel like it was Han Solo. It did not feel like that guy that everyone loved. But not only that, it just felt like there wasn't going to be any real tension or anything really pushing you through, because you know obviously both Han and Chewie are going to make it through to the whole story. You know there's no major story other than the Kessel Run. There's no major plot point that really needs to be explained or delved deeper on, because Han's story really starts at episodes 4 and above and ends in episode 7. So what can they really show us besides the Kessel Run that will get our attention? So that being said, having watched the movie with little expectations, I was actually very entertained. It came away, and I came away from the theater and I was very taken aback. Wasn't amazing in every way, but it was definitely well worth the time, well worth the money, and it was worth seeing a lot of these characters, particularly obviously Lando. He was done very well throughout the whole movie. Probably, honestly, the best character in the movie, Lando was. And Han started to grow on me. At first, it didn't really feel like Han Solo, but the more it went on, like, okay, yeah, I could see kind of how this works out. Kind of like how you see Obi-Wan in episode 1, where you see, like, he's kind of, getting there, and by the time episode 3 comes out, you're like, okay, this very well could be the young version of an Obi-Wan Kenobi. It grows throughout the whole movie. At the end of it, you're like, you know what? I can see how this takes him down that path. Nice. Good job. Thanks. Only real disappointment I had with this was the main reveal character. The surprise appearance in the movie, which you've probably already heard of, and if you haven't, I'll dance around it. I'm not going to say, so mild spoilers ahead. But the character that's revealed, granted, I love this character. Everyone loves this character. He deserves more time in the spotlight, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But it really sucks because Disney has already shown us the end of that character's arc. So that character has nowhere to go. Even if there is a sequel or some kind of tie-in series to this movie continuing Han's adventures, this character will obviously he may have a bit to play, but he can't be tied and made a larger presence in everything because his arc is done. So maybe I'm just being a little picky about it. I'm glad to see it. Definitely was glad to see it. It was done very cool, very nicely. But why? That being said, at the end of the day, I do think Solo is worth your time. Go see it. You don't expect it to be a masterpiece, and you will not be disappointed. I had a really good time. It's a good summer movie, and don't treat it like a typical Star Wars movie. Treat it as kind of like fan service, as it is, and it does great at being fan service. One thing I gotta say, speaking of fan service, there are a lot of little things that fans will pick up on, and there are a lot of little nods. Like the one major thing that I picked up on was really nice is that one of the main characters throughout the movie, you see her all of a sudden just bam, knock someone out in a flash, and the droid looks over and says, "What was that?" And she's like, "Oh, that's Teräs Käsi." And I was like, holy crap, I've never seen that mentioned anywhere outside of a few books and the one video game in which was introduced in Star Wars Masters of Teräs Käsi, which is a really bad fighting game, but it's hilarious. So that made it full circle, and it's finally in canon now. That exists. So I like the little things like that Disney are doing with this. Again, don't expect it to be groundbreaking, and you're going to have a good time. So I just wanted to open up a discussion. Hey, leave a comment down. Like the video if you feel the same way. Dislike it if you hated it, and just tell me why. Hey, I appreciate you hanging around, and I'm Kyle the Phone Guy. I'll see you next time.